It is Wednesday. Nice to have you with us. Welcome to CBSN Minnesota Morning Update. I'm Jason DeRusha. How's it going? Everybody doing all right? It's going to be a nice day out there. A little chilly to get started today. It's fall, you know. Don't we like that crisp feeling? I mean, what the heck do I know? I'm in a climate-controlled studio and pretty much the same weather all year round.
Freezing.
Katie's freezing. Oh, for goodness sakes.
It's always so cold in here.
What is the temperature? It's not even.
I know.
Ron is wearing shorts and a polo shirt right now.
I know.
I feel a little warm, to be honest. Addie is freezing in the control room.
Everybody's cold.
Yeah. All right. This has been your morning climate check for people working here at CCO. And I can tell you on a scale of 0 to 10, you should care.
0.
Probably -5 about this. How about the weather for today? You might care about that. Windy again this afternoon. Katie, since you're chiming in,
hey, you did this whole show by yourself. I just figured you needed a little bit of a break.
I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah. You gonna talk or what? I thought you were giving me a break.
I can give you a break. Yes, of course.
Just do the weather.
To talk. Yes. Lots of sunshine. It's going to be a beautiful day. Here's the thing, though, that this graphic isn't going to tell you, because this is really just focused on today, is it's going to be warm, right? 77 degrees is our high temperature, and that is above average. Our average is 74. But you have to enjoy it today, because we're going to see rain tomorrow in the morning potentially and in the evening.
Okay.
And then Friday, we're down 69 degrees is our high temperature, and it's going to be rainy. And then the weekend is going to be hot, like real hot. Like we're talking 80s, like high 80s. And our humidity is going to be very high. Our dew points are going to be 60, like probably 65 degrees.
All right.
So if you like fall, today is your day.
Today's your day.
You got to enjoy it.
Seize the day.
Seize it.
Katie, thank you.
You're welcome.
Let's talk about this. Apple showed off the new iPhone 13 yesterday.
Next generation of iPhone.
And all of the, so-called experts are like, no big deal. Who cares? It's the same phone as before. Sure, it's got a 6-core CPU. So what? Yes, we have a, fancier camera, records video in like this cinematic mode. You can rack focus now. Thank heavens. I have been waiting so long for the rack focus feature on my phone. And let me tell you, my videos on my Instagram stories are going to be unreal. Prices are about the same, but it got us thinking about upgrading phones, right? Because phones are pretty great and they last a long time. So we were just curious, how often do you upgrade your phone now? What phone are you using right now? I'm using an iPhone 11, so I'm about 2 years behind. And then my kids have the iPhone 10, which was the X, which is, I think, 2 more years behind. Katie, you have the iPhone 4? Oh, the 8.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's the 8,
I don't mind.
The 8 is still, they say 8 or beyond, you're good to go. It's a fine phone. So anyway, we just wondered kind of where you at. How often do you upgrade? Leave a comment on the Facebook page, and we will share some of your thoughts coming up. Representative John Thompson has had quite a run over the last year, and his political party, the DFL, essentially kicked him out of the DFL. He's been removed from the caucus. This happened late last night. House DFL leaders said his actions, reports of abuse, misconduct, failure to take responsibility led them to this public rebuke. He said all sorts of stuff. Remember, he got pulled over by a St. Paul police officer, and Representative Thompson said he was racially profiled, but it turned out he had a Wisconsin driver's license, so just on and on. So he gets kicked out of DFL meetings. He doesn't get any fundraising support. A statement from the party says it would be best for Representative Thompson, his family, and the institution for him to resign. Thompson has rejected that call in the past and has denied all of these allegations of wrongdoing. So we'll see what comes of this. The back and forth continues over the future of Minneapolis police. We thought there was going to be a ballot question where voters would decide. There were petitions signed and voters wanted it on the ballot to decide what the future would be of policing. Will there be a police department? Will they replace it with a public safety department? There will be votes because ballots have been printed. But as of this moment, those votes won't count. So the question asks whether or not voters want to replace the police department with the Department of Public Safety. And there have been lawsuits filed by this kind of same group of Minneapolis citizens. They filed one lawsuit before. The judge said, yep, you're right, this ballot wording is misleading. And the city council, an hour later, an hour after that verdict came out, wrote a new version of the question, said, no, maybe this is better. And the judge ruled again, no, misleading. So the question stays on the ballot, but Hennepin County is instructed not to count those votes, not to report those votes. And we'll see if Yes for Minneapolis, the group that kind of organized to get all of the petitions signed, will appeal, and we'll see if a judge rules differently. So we'll see what happens here. The mayor of Minneapolis, Jacob Fry, said yesterday that he believes this, even though he doesn't support the idea of getting rid of the police department, he does think this question should be on the ballot. He's up for re-election this fall. Today he squares off with two candidates looking to replace him, even though there are a lot of candidates. But this is a small debate today between the mayor, progressive activist Sheila Nezad, and former state representative Kate Knuth. This will be, you know, one of these online virtual debates. I hope we can get these people together. These online debates are kind of weird, right? You're watching like a Zoom meeting of people discussing. So they'll talk about policing, they'll talk about the ballot, they'll talk about the spike in crime. Minnesota DFL Lawyers Committee is who is hosting the debate, and there are some candidates who are like, you know, what the heck? Why am I not in on this debate? There's 17 candidates on the ballot, and November 2nd is Election Day. New law taking effect in Minnesota today. A couple of women who are sexual assault survivors really did some heavy lifting here, calling this a significant victory for getting justice. There was a legal loophole. Remember when the state Supreme Court ruled in March that if you're drunk, of your own choice, not like someone drugged you or someone got you drunk, but if you drank a lot and then were raped, under Minnesota law, the rapist wouldn't be guilty, just couldn't prosecute it. And so that kind of exposed the fact that this statute was bad. There is a state representative who's been working on this for some time, where she's been saying like, hey, you know, Marion O'Neill said, hey, this loophole has to go.
I think it's frustrating that we tolerated that attitude for so long, that if a woman drinks and you get raped, it's on you, it's your fault.
So the loophole's closed, and there's a massive overhaul of sexual conduct laws. It also includes getting rid of the statute of limitations for some of those cases. CBS News projecting California's Governor Gavin Newsom will easily survive a recall election. Early returns showed roughly 2/3 of voters opposed the recall effort. So they said, no, do not kick the governor out of office. Final count is expected to take days. A lot of mailed-in ballots, so that'll take a while, but looks like the governor survives pretty easily. 4 Americans are getting ready for a historic trip. They're going to outer space, an all-civilian crew. They will take part in a 3-day trip into orbit on a SpaceX rocket. So they're going up much higher than some of, like Elon, who went up? Jeff Bezos. Who didn't? All the rich people who kind of like barely went into space. Who was the other one? Oh, Richard Branson, not Elon Musk. Inspiration 4 is the mission scheduled to launch tonight. Of course, there's a billionaire. You need a billionaire, right? Are you even going to space?
If you don't have a
That's
billionaire.
right. You're not even going to space without a billionaire. You got a cancer survivor, because then you can't question the billionaire. You're like, well, I got a cancer survivor. There's a geologist. Okay. And then somebody who won a raffle. It was like a pull tab situation. Kind of, going to outer space. They're going to raise money for St. Jude Children's Research Hospital in Minneapolis. So again, so you can't make fun of this. So I certainly am not.
We still can,
no,
though.
I'm not doing that. Little breaking news this morning. Time magazine came out with its list of the 100 most influential people. And look, there's Suni Lee. Oh, you just have to love Suni Lee, right? She's a kid. She's a kid. And she's also an incredible inspiration and a tremendous athlete. She's one of us from St. Paul. And this video Time just posted as she finds out she made the list. But Suni Lee, not only an inspiration for her grace under fire, right? Like just an incredibly stressful situation during the Olympics for the American gymnastics team, and she perseveres to get the gold. But she also, as a Hmong American, we know about the Hmong here in the Twin Cities because we have a sizable population. But around the world, many people, and around America, have never even heard of the Hmong and what the Hmong population is all about and what their story is. And so Suni Lee, a trailblazer, and that is the category she's in. So good for her. I just love seeing her joy, She's a kid soaking up all of these moments, and what more could you hope for? Let's talk about upgrading your phones. This is why Apple has all these subscription services now, because people are upgrading their phones a little longer. Bradley used to upgrade every 2 years. That's what we do. Now we're waiting as long as the phone still works. They're on the iPhone XR. Don't plan to upgrade until the phone stopped working correctly. If it didn't cost a lot of money, I would upgrade every year, right? Remember when you could essentially do it, well, for quote unquote for free? They just buried it in the cost of your cell phone plan. Thanks, Bradley. Diana, we upgrade only when they don't work anymore. The new phones are too complicated for us older geezers. It is true, Diana. I mean, some of the new features that they brag about, you're like, I don't even know how to find these on the phone. Thanks, Diana. Here's Jackie. Upgrading depends on the deals. My husband and I take turns. Oh, that's smart. On upgrades, she's got an 11 Pro, and he has a 10. Hoping they have a good upgrade deal so she can get the 13. Yeah, I've got the 11 myself, and our kids have the 10s. So the kids are the ones who are pushing for the upgrade because they allege their phones don't work. Maybe it's because they drop it every 10 minutes, it seems like. Thanks, Jackie. Suzanne just got a 12 Pro a month ago. Yeah, so you just upgraded, so you're good to go. Thanks, Suzanne. And how about one more? Here's Becca. I have a Samsung. I won't replace it before 2 years. I think I've had this one 2.5. I really don't want to learn to use a new phone. I'm always tempted by the Samsungs, Becca. The cameras on the Samsung phones are superior. They're terrific. And I've tested them out, but I've used an iPhone for so long that I just feel like a tourist on the Samsung phone. Like I can't figure out where stuff is, how to move stuff around. So those of you in the Android ecosystem, you must just laugh at the Apple people all the time. Like, all right, you guys have your fun. We have a phone that has this technology, and we got it 2 years ago. It's kind of how that goes. Glad you spent some time with us here, whatever your device is, watching the CBSN Minnesota Morning Update. Thanks to Katie Steiner, and thanks to you.